single-digit Ks.
We're busting ours to kick yours.
Fun to watch.
Minus 15.
Respect all, fear none.
Into the upper deck.
Intensity is not a curfew.
Oh, mercy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Paul Mancano and the Hall of Famer Jim Palmer wrapping up a 9-3 Orioles loss tonight at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And Jim, the trouble with the long ball has been the Orioles story against the Yankees over the past couple years, and it reared its ugly head again tonight. They gave up over 40 home runs in 10 games to the Yankees at Camden Yards last year, and tonight, in just one game, they give up 3 home runs, all before the 4th inning.
Yeah, I think, the first one, LeMahieu hits the second pitch down the right field line. From my vantage point, I thought it might have hit the foul pole, but that's not a horrible pitch. Of course, he was their most valuable player last year, almost got 200 hits, career high with 26 home runs. I mean, he ends up with 4 hits tonight. The Judge home run, of course, he can hit them out of anywhere. Fastball down the middle of the plate. The Hicks home run, both of those home runs, the Judge and Hicks came in the 3rd inning, 2-run home runs. So all of a sudden, if you're going to pitch against, Garrett Cole, you better be on your game. And Wojo, he actually struck out 7 in 5 innings. I think we learned a lesson today that the Yankees hit the fastball real well. The breaking ball, a little bit more of a challenge. They struck out, I believe, 12 times tonight, somewhere in that number. But they did put 9 runs on the board. And if you go back to last year, you mentioned it, the Orioles gave up 61 total home runs, 43 in 10 games at Camden Yards. It was even 9.5 runs a game in the games that the Orioles lost at Camden Yards. They pitched a little bit better up at Yankee Stadium, but at the end of the day, there was almost a 4 or 5 run difference. And if you look at tonight's ball game, the scoreboard really doesn't tell you anything different. They have a very good ball club. 2 solo home runs and a 2-run home run. But I think the other things, Brandon Hyde's former catcher. Severino didn't have a good night. A couple of catcher interferences, a ball that he should have blocked, another run. And then I think Phillips and also Cody Carroll, Phillips, first time he's pitched this year, haven't struggled with his command, then gave up a double, and Cody Carroll came in and had a little trouble finding the strike zone again.
Yeah, and the only home run the Orioles got on their offensive side was from Dwight Smith Jr., but they did get some more hitting from Jose Iglesias, who had a 2-run double in the 1st inning. He continues to hit in this lineup, a solid hitter coming over from Cincinnati last year, but it seems like they needed a bat like this in their lineup, especially without Trey Mancini and a Jonathan Villar this year.
Well, they did. I'm not sure that, when they went to spring training and he had a great spring. He's coming off his career high. He hit, 11 home runs for Cincinnati last year. Now, that's a lot better place to hit than it was when he was playing for the Tigers. He came up with the Red Sox, of course. But Ben McDonald touched on it. This is a veteran player. He had a great spring, came back. I listened to one of the Zoom calls. He said he did do a lot of actual live hitting. But Dallas Green, was a left-handed pitcher, but also ran the Phillies. Pretty good manager. The late Dallas Green used to talk about the two-out shortstop. That's when 2 outs and the ball's hit to the shortstop, everybody runs off the field, and that's what Iglesias brings to this ball club. So if you're going to beat Cole, you need to get back in the game. They get 2 runs. It's a little bit similar to the game that he pitched against the Nats, where Stanton hit a 2-run home run, and then Eaton hit a home run off of Cole. So you're trying to get back in the game. If Nunez, who ends up getting 2 doubles tonight, is able to get a hit in the 1st inning, all of a sudden this game is tied. And then, for a guy that almost got about 8 runs a game last year, Garrett Cole, who won 20 games, I actually thought he struggled early on. He'll probably say I wasn't at my best, but it got a lot better until the 7th inning. I think he probably got a little bit tired. Orioles got a couple of doubles and got to the bullpen. But, again, you just can't give up 9 runs and win ball games. Maybe occasionally, maybe in 162 games, but we're playing 60, hopefully. That's just not going to happen. But the Yankees are a tough ball club. That's now 17 in a row that they have beaten the Orioles. I played on a team that beat Kansas City 23 in a row. And you even when you're winning those games, Paul, you sit back and you go in the locker room and you go, geez, we won again. When's it going to stop? So hopefully it'll stop tomorrow night when John Means gets his first start of 2020.
Yeah, the Orioles send their best pitcher to the mound tomorrow, a week into the season, but it's great to see him back in action. What do you expect from John Means, and is there a key to solving this Yankees lineup at all?
Well, I think what we saw, and again, they struck out 12 times. I think Sanchez maybe took or tried to check swing on a couple of fastballs up and in. Other than that, all the strikeouts were on breaking balls. John Means, curveball, slider, great changeup, still throws anywhere from 92 to 94. It'll be interesting how long he can pitch. He said, he was IL because he said he had knots in his bicep. So they worked that out. Had a couple of stints on the DL for short periods of time last year. But again, he's pretty prepared. So it'll be interesting. And, Jay Happ, last year, the Orioles got their first win of the year. Guess who was on the mound? Jay Happ. Nunez had a 3-run home run up in New York. So, again, the Orioles want to break the 17-game losing streak. They want to get back on the winning track. So Means against Happ, and you never know what might happen.
That's a great point. We got that, Jim. Thank you so much. Hall of Famer Jim Palmer joining us here with his insight here on MASN All Access Extra. Thanks again, Jim.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Take care.